Welcome to Diving Deep. I'm your host, Crystal, and this is a place where we talk all things spirituality, self-help, and taboo. A safe space to have deeper, meaningful conversations and explore the nuances of life. Diving Deep welcomes everyone. Perfection isn't what is expected. Instead, what's valued here is the honoring of our truths, the deconstruction of social norms that don't serve our greatest good, and making changes to live a truly happy and authentic life. Now, if you're looking for a deep but keep it real type shit podcast, you've come to the right place. Let's get into it. Hey. I was going to say it's Fat Albert, but I don't know if that's proper to say. But if you guys know the movie, if you're a millennial, you'll know that I don't remember if that's the name of the movie, but he would be, hey, it's Fat Albert. And yeah, it was a movie. So I just sometimes feel like saying that sometimes. So that's that. Anyway, welcome back to another episode here with me on Diving Deep with Yeska. It is good to be here. Currently it is 80 something degrees outside. No, honestly, like I'm waiting for some AC people to come to our house to fix our AC. This is the third time, this will be the third time that somebody comes by because the first time they just changed the filter. That didn't do anything. The second time, supposedly the guy found the problem and it was outside and he supposedly fixed it, but the air never went any cooler and it's still the same thing. So on like the hot days, which is when we need the AC, it doesn't cool any more than like a few degrees. So, that's a no-no. So anyway, I'm trying to get this podcast done before they get here. They didn't give us a time earlier, but then I called and they're like, oh, it'll be between 2 to 4. So I was like, oh shit. So I gotta get on that. But yeah, that's my kind of like what's currently happening. My 9-year old is currently playing with my baby, her sister, and I'm paying her $5 to keep her entertained while I do the podcast. I was like, okay, she's fed, she's changed. Worst case scenario, she just gets tired and you just have to carry her and pet her. Um, and of course, if there's an emergency, you can always come inside this room, this like office slash baby room slash I don't know, miscellaneous room. I have my sewing machine to the left, which I just brought in yesterday. Um, anyway, enough ranting about that. I did talk about my newest ebook. It is a pregnancy maternity leave ebook. It's up and live for any soon to be mamas or are already if you're already on maternity leave. There's some just really good pointers on there regarding your leave, and specifically speaking disability. I'm on my 6th month of disability, paid disability. And honestly, I didn't think that was going to be a possibility. I thought I was going to get like my 8 weeks or whatnot, and then my paid family leave, and then that was all it was going to get. But thankfully, I'm so blessed, so grateful, and obviously, honestly, thanking my future self, well, whatever, my current self now, for asking for more for these extensions and figuring out how to be able to stay at home and still bring in some income while I do a very important job of raising a baby, healing, and everything that's going on, postpartum, which is a lot for a woman. So, very grateful for that. That is up on my link tree everywhere. Like I have my socials available for download today. And of course, as always, my other ebooks are on there as well. The other ones are free. This one's just $9.99, which is $10 Mekihala, which is very cheap, and it's just has some useful tips and ideas for you to use or use what you will for your providers if you're in that situation. That being said, let's move on to the actual meat of the episode. And okay, I can't keep a secret for too long. I am the worst. I just want to explode and say it. So I have been working behind the scenes, which Okay, that's nothing new, right? I'm always doing some shit. But this specifically has to do with integrated attachment theory. So, AKA like attachment styles. Last year, I got tickled pink about learning attachment styles and specifically like my own and my partner's, right? I am securely attached. He is a dismissive avoidant working towards being more securely attached. He's been changing and for the best in leaps and bounds. I'm very proud of my honey. Very, very proud of him. Shout out to Mr. Bailey. Um, but ever since that, I've just been fascinated. It's a whole new world. If you know about this, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, oh my God, like you're missing out. If you're in a relationship or just got over a relationship or you want to get in a relationship, this is such useful information. It will open up your eyeballs in a whole new way. Like, and it's very digestible. It's like not even hard to understand. And it's basically just, looking at yourself, looking at your patterns, your wounds, everything like that, which sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just taking the time to do it, right? So, anyway, that being said, I have been doing a coaching course. For the past month, I've been doing weekly calls, and I have a couple of more months to do so. So, I'm still learning a lot. It's a lot of material, not gonna lie, but it is so, so juicy, and I'm so excited to be doing it. I am working, it's the Thais Gibson coaching class certification type thing. If you guys know about her, she's an OG when it comes to this stuff. Like it is unreal, unreal. Props to her. But yeah, it's her program, and I'm just tickled pink again. And so that's what I've been doing in the backgrounds. I've been learning more about this stuff, and I definitely want to bring on the podcast things that I've gleaned from the program, just little tidbits here and there to hopefully help you guys, because that's what this podcast is all about. It is about, learning and growing and being able to reflect on ourselves and be mindful of our patterns and everything, in order to live a beautiful life, a life that feels good to you, that is true to you, and also attract and or be with people that are in the same wavelength, not the same as you, but also doing like their work or willing to like grow and whatnot. So you can live in harmony. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's going on right now, and I wanted to talk today about the topic is like follow the thread, right? So by following the thread is I mean that every action we have is due to something, a feeling, a thought, whatever. Everything we do leads back, if you follow the breadcrumbs, it leads back to something that's lying underneath, a wound, something, and if you don't follow it, you're pretty much at the mercy of your emotions, which we never want to be at the mercy of our emotions. We can have emotions, we can express our emotions, we can scream, cry, everything obviously in the right setting, container, but we don't want them to be running the show. That's how you fight a lot. That's how you say things you don't mean. That's how you lose jobs because you blow up at work or all these things is when you're literally you literally let your emotions run the show when you're flying off the handle type shit. So that is not what we want here. So we do want to follow the breadcrumbs and the thread back to the origin of where is this coming from? What is my body? What is it trying to tell me that I need or want? Because we all have our needs, right? We're going to talk about needs, not necessarily wants, but we all have our needs, our core needs that we really need in order to feel happy and satisfied and safe and loved and included, and all these big things that are part of being a human and being in relationship. And that doesn't just mean romantically, it means in friendships, in work friendships, everything, you name it. Any type of person to person, what is it called? Interpersonal, or just fucking whatever relationships. I forgot the name. Um, so it is key to be able to have the willingness. I think it's 2026. If you're not doing any type of inner work, te voy a jalar de las greñas. I'm gonna pull you by the hair. Because I'm like, there's no reason why not to. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be like, I'm just gonna turn into a nun and not drink and not swear and not do this. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a perfect person or live this like cutesy square life. No, you don't have to do that. But it not only benefits, like, it benefits you, obviously, ultimately, because you're going to feel better. And also, like, your environment, you're going to be around people, or you're going to attract people that are better overall, especially in a romantic relationship, that it's super, super important. And so when you think about an action, okay, so let's think of some what we call behaviors. Some behaviors, negative. So we know here. Um, my cat is dreaming over there, moving her leg. Sorry. So let's name a few that are unhealthy. One would be my least favorite, or one of my least favorites, is the silent treatment. Raise your hand if you've gotten the silent treatment from somebody or you've given the silent treatment. Both here, but mostly received it, especially as of late, like more than anything last year. But um, anyway, now I'm just going on a rant, y'all. Stay focused. Mom brain. All right, vámonos. Okay, so silent treatment. Okay, that's one. People pleasing. That's another one. Let's see, what was the other ones? Uh, like bad habits, comforts, creature comforts is what they call them. That's like excessive video gaming, excessive TV, excessive eating, excessive excessive anything pretty much is not good, right? So those are some other ones. Testing people, like where you're jabbing, you're okay, yeah, I'm gonna like you get some type of way, get a little attitude, get a little sass because you're not quite literally trying to push them away, but it's kind of what you're doing and it's getting a reaction. So that creates an emotional, quote unquote, emotional connection in a bad way, but it creates some kind of dynamic there, some kind of feelings, right? Um, what are the other ones? So yeah, well, we'll leave it at that. But those are a handful of non-healthy behaviors, right? And ways to cope or how to express yourself when you're not doing well. And these are all from different attachment styles. So anxious, preoccupied, fearful, avoidant, and dismissive, avoidant. As we know, the securely attached person, their behaviors or their coping mechanisms are going to be like less intense or not non-existent, at least most of the time. Not saying a securely attached person is perfect all the time. No, still have feelings, still have big emotions, still have every so often you lose your shit, right? It's normal. We're human. We're not perfect. But for the other attachment styles, those are some of the ways that it's modeled, how they do it, how they know. And so when you think about, let's say, let's say creature comforts. Okay. Let's say you're eating or you can't stop eating or something. Um, Question it. Follow the thread. Why am I eating so much right now? Or what am I getting out of eating right now? Even though I just ate, or even though I'm full, or even though I know I'm just bored. What is my body trying to tell me, or my spiritual body, whatever you want to call it? What need is it trying to meet? Okay. And a lot of times food has to do with nurture. I know it doesn't seem like it, but as babies, like when you're on your mother's breast or feeding, you're close, your comfort. So in a way, it could feel like maybe you're needing to feel comforted or maybe validated or maybe close to somebody you love or etc. So it's different for everybody. So I can't tell you for sure, oh, it's this thing, right? Just giving you a few examples. So you follow that thread. You know what? Actually, my mom hasn't called me in a while. Or actually, um, I feel like my boyfriend and I are kind of disconnected right now. Oh, actually, I feel a little bit disappointed in myself because I haven't, um, let's say I haven't finished this school course that I said I was going to do, and now I feel disappointed in myself, and now I'm going to make myself feel good, etc. So you follow the thread, and eventually you get to some place where it comes from. Um, it's going to meet a need. So the way we combat that is by there's two ways. So when you find yourself in the middle of the bad habit, whether you're um, stonewalling somebody, whether you've been video gaming for 4 hours straight, and not getting paid. Okay, there's a difference. If you're gaming and you're making millions of dollars, cool, good for you. But if you're just gaming to pass time because you're distracting yourself, etc., that's not the way to go. But yeah. So whatever you're doing, stop in your tracks and follow the thread, and then give yourself what you're needing. For example, let's say that person that was eating and at the very bottom actually just wanting more connection, right? She could call her mom and have a nice video chat with her and fill that cup. Or she could pick up that work that she picked up, that project that she knows she wants to finish, she's just kind of been putting it off because for one reason or another, right? And then that cup is filled. Let's say you're the silent treatment. You're given the silent treatment to somebody. Follow the thread. Why are you giving the silent treatment to somebody? What is it that you're needing in that moment? Are you like overstimulated? Do you feel you're you're trapped and need to escape? Do you feel like you're let's see, I'll think of another one. Maybe like you're let's say it has to do with a partner, right? Let's say that you just feel misunderstood or like they won't accept you a certain way, right? So you follow the thread. Let's say that you feel like they won't accept you for whatever reason, whether it was an argument, whether it was whatever you're feeling that day, okay? So you stop your gaming, okay? And you go talk to your partner and actually, talk about something that's on your mind, or let's say a fight or a concern, and you bring it up. And I will tell you this, for a dismissive avoidant, this is hard because being vulnerable is not their strong suit. They don't like being seen as weak or giving their power to somebody. So this is hard. So oftentimes, and for any attachment style, the medicine that they need is sometimes the hardest to do because whatever the wounds are there, they probably don't want to do it because it's challenging for them, or it brushes up on a wound, and so like doing that is harder. But if you never get past that and really give yourself the medicine that you're needing, you're never going to be fulfilled. So you're just going to be going in circles. You're going to be keep overeating, and then gaming, but you're never going to feel whole inside. You're never going to feel that resolve. and you're never gonna have that true connection with somebody. And honestly, first and foremost with yourself, because that relationship to self is everything. When you know yourself, when you love yourself, when you meet your needs, when you know that you're feeling a type of way and you take time to regulate, or a solo date, or feel your own needs, like, you know what, why am I just doing this shit? This doesn't even matter to me. Like, why am I gonna do that? I know what I want to do. I haven't, blah 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 blah. I need a journal. So I'm gonna go journal because that's important to me. So let me go do that, or let me go do this, let me go do that. That feeling is unmatched when you know you got yourself. There's just nothing like it. And then when it's in a relationship, yeah, it's so important, because what better thing than to be truly open. And yes, it can be scary that you're fully vulnerable and you're opening your heart and you got your heart on your sleeve for your person and you don't know if they're going to hurt you. And that's the way it is. That's honestly how you learn. And but like, it will never get better if you don't push yourself past the distractions, your coping mechanisms, whether it's shopping, whether it's scrolling on your phone. Sometimes what you really want is, let's say you're always watching reality TV or romantic movies. It's like, follow the thread. Why do you feel like you need to watch so much? It's okay to watch TV. I watch TV sometimes too, but when you're binge watching all the time, I would say at least half the time, there is an underlying need, like it is wanting your attention without words. It's like, oh well, since I don't have, I'm not saying this is the case for everybody or every situation, okay, this is just an example. But for example, let's say you're in an not ideal relationship, or not being able to find an ideal relationship, and all you do is like watch The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, or where the fuck the shows are. I've never seen them. These kind of shows, right? And then it's like your heart, your soul telling you like, oh man, like we don't have that in real life. We don't know how to ask for it. Maybe our communication is not great. Maybe our boundaries aren't great, or maybe it's scary to be vulnerable. But we really do want that. So, how can we get that now? Cuz it wants it now. We're going to watch the show, and we're going to watch these people have romantic connections and have them going through that. And we don't have to get our heart broken, but we can be in close proximity of, oh man, feeling that. But it's always going to be at a distance. So that's one example, guys. It could be go many ways. So that's your soul, your heart, whatever you want to call it, telling you, showing you, but oftentimes we don't listen. We're fucking burros, como dicen los mexicanos. Estás bien burra y burro, like literally donkeys, but we're not donkeys. It's like dummies. Like, hey, we literally have the signs a lot of times. Sometimes they're clear, sometimes they're not. But it's like, hey, if you take a few minutes to, like, hey, wait, what am I doing? Oh, I'm doing this again. You have to be your own parent. You have to be your own, you got to call the shots on yourself and crack that whip, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And yes, it's going to be work. Sometimes it's challenging, and you got to do it. If you want better for yourself, if you want a relationship to yourself, a healthy relationship to self, and a beautiful relationship to others. And yeah, to just really feel whole, really feel whole. And I don't know if that sounds enticing to you guys, to when I say, feel whole and feel just full. To me, when I hear that, it's exciting, because I've done a little bit of this work, and you reach a point where you're like, you know what? Fuck all this. Like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this for validation? Why am I dressing this way? Or why am I posting that? Or why am I hanging out with this? And once you remove all the noise, all the unnecessary noise, you start thinking differently and feeling differently. And then nothing compares to just coming home to yourself and feeling that your life and that you're in control of you, not your feelings, not your habits, not your trauma. None of that is running your life anymore. And that is a beautiful place to be at. So I leave you today with that food for thought. Follow the thread. Look at all your habits. What do you do on a daily basis? When do you procrastinate? How are you a big procrastinator? What do you use to cope? And then follow that thread and see where it leads you. Whatever the case may be, and give that to yourself, because if you don't give that to yourself, you are going to do these things mindlessly to fill that cup, to meet that need subconsciously. But it's so much better to do it consciously. So yeah, I mentioned two ways. So one is to stop in the middle of doing the bad habit, and getting to the root and giving yourself what you need. And then the second one is to build daily habits to fill your cup, on the daily. So it's habitual. So you don't have to let yourself go to the deep end and then have to like bring yourself back. No, if you are filling your cup, if you are meeting your needs on a regular basis, you're going to be better off long term. You're not going to be at the whim of your feelings or your triggers and whatnot. So again, food for thought. Let me know what you think of this. And again, I'm so excited to share all this with you, and I will relay it the best I can. The more I learn, the more I will share. Again, I'm no expert, but I do love sharing everything that I learn. I find it very exciting, if you haven't noticed. That's why I'm here behind the mic. But I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for listening. If you're here to the very end, please rate my show. Please share with a friend, share on your stories. All that is welcome and very much appreciated if you feel called to do so. And yeah, much love. Hasta la próxima. Adios.